o'clock, so we're gonna call the meeting to order, and we'll start with the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Let's see. Mary's here. Yes, Mary's here. And so I think we'll just start with that public hearing. Yeah, sure. Not a problem. We'll try to straighten up the board a little bit real quick.
I have a sign-in sheet. This is for the public hearing for the town for sale. They're applying to Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a water project, and I just need you all to sign and your address, phone number, email. So this is the formal public hearing for the town for sales applying to Office of Community and Rural Affairs. I'll just kind of read you the summary, just so you kind of know what it is. I don't forget
Can you
anything.
speak up, please?
Oh, sorry.
Little
Okay.
Beth?
On July 7, 2026, the Town for Sales intends to apply to the Office of Community and Rural Affairs for a grant application for Community Development Block Grant Wastewater Drinking Water Program. These funds are used for community development projects that include the following activities: upgrades to Town for Sales water system, demolition of the 75,000-gallon tank. This is the one over by McDonald's. Service line replacement, hydrant replacement, and meter pit settler replacement. The total amount of grant funds to be applied for is $750,000. The amount of those funds that are going to benefit low to moderate residents and for sales is $417,375. The applicant also proposes to spend an estimated $1,156,000 in matching funds for the project, and those funds are going to be coming from the Town for Sales Water Utility Operating Fund of $281,000 and a bank bond of $875,000. Again, the grant's due June 7th. We've got it pretty much finalized, but if anybody's having any issues with water, we're still accepting letters explaining that problem. We've had feedback from Oakland. We try to take that into an account, but we can always make the application stronger with more questions, comments, letters, anything like that. So, yeah.
How's the bank bond going to be paid?
How's the bank bond going to be
We
paid?
paid out of the operating fund, or a lot of times in the past, we have asked the Tyson Fund to help us pay the bonds.
Okay, how much of a rate increase do you anticipate?
Right now on the water, it is, oh, we got it here. Thank you. I don't think this tells the percentage, does it? Hang on, I have that percentage. No, I don't have the percentage yet. The two increases of $5.28 each. One, I believe, is going to occur in January 27 and one in January 28.
And that's $5 on the first, how much?
$5.28.
On how much?
On the, that's on an average.
Of
That is
how
on-
many gallons?
I can't, on gallons, the first 5,000 gallons is going to go from $11.94 to $13.70.
Okay,
That's after both increases.
okay.
So the average, the 528 I gave you is the average customer's bill, which is typically over that, so.
You anticipate the majority of that's going to be paid by Tyson funds or by a rate increase?
The bond,
Yes.
the bond, probably mostly the rate increase. Sometimes Tyson will help us, or we'll ask them to help us with the payments, but most recently, we've just been asking them to help us with some of the repairs.
Well, the rates are getting kind of high.
Well,
You anticipate a sewer rate too?
yeah, the sewer rate's going up too.
To what?
They haven't been increased for 10 years.
No, they have been increased.
No, they have not been increased. It's since
All right,
2015.
but you've increased you've added on charges for trash and all this other stuff.
Well, that
So-
doesn't have anything to do with sewer.
Yeah, okay, all right,
Yeah. Okay?
okay.
All right, any other questions for Mary, or any comments, or anything? We're really hopeful. We feel like Serpsy's done a really good job with the application. I think we had really good feedback from over here a couple weeks ago when we all sat down and met about the application, and I believe you guys have made a few of those suggestions, come to life in the application. So, June 7th, the big day it's due, and we hope to hear what, Mary? 2 months? Month?
Yeah, right, they haven't given the official date, but probably in August.
In August, about that. Okay. All right. Very good.
I do
Anything
have,
else?
yeah, I do have the resolution and a couple forms to sign. I don't know
Sure.
if you wanna do it now or afterwards.
We can do it now, then we can be on your way. How's that sound?
Good. Here is the resolution, I don't know if you wanna read it or
Your
just.
papers are still going around.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this. Yes.
Yeah, I'm in action plans. It's the authorization submission for the grant application to be submitted.
Okay.
And happy birthday.
All right, there you
And
go.
then you have the bond resolution.
Yes. Do you need a copy of
I
that?
will, but I.
We'll get it. It's like down the list here. Well, it's really not set on the agenda till like late.
That's fine. Well, you can
How about, can I just bring it over to you tomorrow?
bring it over, email it either way.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate all you guys do for us.
I need that.
Oh, yes, she does.
Thank you
But
for
actually,
reminding me, or I would have loved.
do you need us to sign that too?
I do.
Okay. Let me sign real quick and then pass around everybody else and we'll get going. All right, we will move on then. Mel, you're up.
Oh, hi, I'm Mel Quick, and I'm with Lockmuller Group, and I am just coming to these meetings because this is my area, and I just want to familiarize myself with the town of Versailles, and if there are any engineering needs or water needs or transportation, I wanted to let them know that we are a company that they can do business with. And I've spoken with Holly, and I've spoken with Roxanne, and Jason, and I just, I'm just here visiting.
Okay, thank you. Keith Swinney, you're up next.
All right. Well, I'm here this evening asking for permission to have a Bible study with Pastor Mark Soros on Tuesday nights. Talking with Mark, we looked at the month of June, like 7 to 8:30, and I kind of spoke with Holly, and I get to rambling on sometimes. She's like, "You better come to the meeting and present this to everybody." I kind of already put out a Facebook post because I thought I had the okay already, and I apologize for that. But we were a couple years ago, we did one at my house on spiritual warfare, and we had about 30 people in attendance each Thursday night. We did it a couple years ago, and we did it for 9 weeks. Then we figured we shortened the time span, but my idea was, man, we got this beautiful stage here, and this lovely downtown scenery here. What kind of a crowd could I get at this Bible study if I did it outside of somebody's house? Like I said before, it was at my house, and I get it. Some people may not be comfortable going to another person's house; they don't know them, and or this is, I advertise this to all denominations, and I know how people get. Well, I'm Catholic; I ain't going to no Baptist church or whatever, or I'm vice versa, And I thought, if we do this in the public somewhere, maybe we could get, all, denominations and stuff. And my goal was to, I had 30 people a couple of years ago. I'd like to see 60 people, show up at this.
So let me just get a couple things straight.
Yeah.
So you're thinking 60 people, and you want to use the pavilion
Yeah,
Friday night, all Friday?
it's Tuesdays,
Oh,
Tuesday
Tuesdays, I'm
nights.
sorry.
Yeah, and I got a list of them if you don't have a calendar with you.
Okay,
It would be the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th.
we, you know, our goal when we built the pavilion was to have, the pavilion and the park, was to have a place for our community to use whenever they wanted to use it. We don't rent that out, we don't rent the space out. We do reserve it once at a time, you know, we reserve it for our music events, but that's because Main Street and the town work very closely together. And so we reserve it for that, and we reserve it for some other events that Main Street might have. And maybe, I think Tyson Libraries used it a few times for special programs. But we don't, we kind of made a deal that we didn't want to get into having regularly scheduled events. You know, we do yearly things. You know, if you want to use it one night, we'd be happy to let you do
Yeah.
that. But as far as using it for every Tuesday night through the
Yeah.
month of June, that kind of goes against what we ever intended, because there are, you just can't imagine the number of kids that are up here in the evenings
Yeah.
in the summertime playing in the splash pad, and we don't want to put a damper on that. But you are welcome to use it. If you want to use it once, that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, that's a pretty large crowd, so that would, 60 people would pretty much tie up the entire park, and that would kind of eliminate much of anything else happening. And that's
Yeah.
kind of where we stand with that.
And I kind of thought about it since our conversation or whatever, you know. I mean, 60 people, I could probably have them all on the stage up there, you know. And I had advertised it, bring a lawn chair. At my house, I had 60 chairs laid out for everybody. And we had it in my garage. So I'm comparing my garage to that. I could probably put people on the stage if it was gonna take away from anything going on. My only thought was, and I apologize, because I'd already advertised it. I just think, what does it look like that now I retract this, you know, and then I'm gonna get asked questions, what happened? Would I be allowed to at least do it once up here then
Oh,
and see how it goes?
sure, absolutely.
And if it's too much, at least I can announce to the crowd that came, hey, going forward, we're gonna do it somewhere else, you know?
Sure. So you want to do it like that first
Yeah.
night in June, and that would be, tell me the date again,
So the first one would be June the 2nd.
the 2nd. Okay. And can we get that on the calendar in there for somebody, make sure that gets on there for him? Okay, that'll be fine.
Cool.
That'll be fine.
I appreciate it.
All right. Very good. Anything else?
Yeah. Has that already not been talked about, or?
I'm giving the Main Street list tonight, I was gonna add that, but since you're here.
Okay. August the 29th. I had gotten with Napoleon State Bank, and they sponsored country singer Ashton Shepherd
Okay.
on August the 29th, and she's gonna do like maybe an hour and a half show. My band might play for an hour after that. Altogether, I'm gonna say probably about a 2.5 hour show,
Okay.
free to the public, sponsored by Napoleon State Bank.
Yeah, I kind of had a bug in my ear about that, but thank you for
Yeah.
spelling that out. Okay, so August 29th, and we'll make sure that's on the calendar too, so. All right, thanks, Keith.
Yeah, thanks.
Let's see, I believe this has been signature. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if I were him, you know, I was a handwriting teacher. I'm just- Okay, what we got going on here?
All right, so, this little report, we responded to 229 calls so far this year. Had 42 calls in April, 14 so far in May. Listed some of the highlights from past month. We had small fire at Tyson School Apartments, smoking apartment at Tyson Manor, 3 vehicle accidents, we had another fire at Tyson Manor. That small fire at Gaslight Apartments over across from Career Center, which could have been a bad thing, we had a lady burn here. We had a multi-vehicle accident involving electric bikes off the square, one person unconscious from just like, we had electric bikes crashing each other.
Crash.
Yeah, they ran here and they bikes got back to behind.
Oh, these aren't electric.
Well, whatever they are.
Oh, these are just bikes. They're not-
Anyway,
They crash?
yeah, one guy was knocked unconscious.
Oh my
straight,
gosh, when did this happen?
Last week.
On
It
these.
was on the road street.
On our bikes, on the white bikes?
It was one of our guys helped his bike back up.
Well, it had a vent, you know, at the.
That's probably the
chain kept popping off and I had to like bend, we had to bend the,
We
Property.
can just have a road knocking.
Okay, all right, well, thankfully, nobody, I mean, the person was okay once,
I can't get too deep.
okay. Goodness.
Just a reminder, this Saturday, we have a countywide drill on
Right.
the square. We have every fire department rep in county. It's gonna be a water supply, water flow drill for a major fire in the town square. Focus being the courthouse. Kind of weird, we had a big fire in Madison last night.
Oh.
Just, it's a good thing to drill on. The last time we did this drill was 2017. So we got a lot of firefighters, so we'll be between 40 and 50 firefighters here. We're gonna meet on the square at 9. We'll be done by noon, and then Bullen Real Estate's off at lunch, all the firefighters.
Good.
That's what we'll be doing this weekend. I will be attending another work meeting, state fire chiefs related to that Senate Bill 270, that's going on with the townships.
Right.
And somebody got chicken scratching on the paper somewhere, but I mentioned, I can't remember if I mentioned or not, the County Fire Chiefs Association is working on a firefighter memorial for the county. That's for all the firefighters that died in line of duty. Ripley County, we've had 4, Ripley County died in line of duty. So, all the departments are getting together, and putting together a memorial. It's gonna be about 1.5 feet tall, 2 feet wide. Wilkins put a design together for us. Funding, I think we'll be okay, I'll get it funded, the families and firefighters and participating, and, still working with the county where we'll put it.
Okay, that was gonna be my question, did you have a place for it, so, okay, very good. Questions? Anything for them? Thank you, again, thank you for all you do, I'll let you keep that going further. I don't have to, right, give it to you. Okay, thank you, appreciate it. Let's see, Mary Ann?
We've got a couple concerns. One of them is that the burning at the water plant is causing a lot of breathing problems in the neighborhood.
How often is that happening?
It's once a week, sometimes twice a week. And I don't know what's in it or whether it's just limbs or plastics get mixed in it, but it's awful.
I think, I don't know, I can't prove, but I think it's mostly limbs and leaves, trimmings, those kinds of things.
It's so that you can't work out in your yard when you're burning over there. And you can see it from the square. From my house, I've stepped out sometimes on Saturday mornings and you have to go right back in. You can't get out and breathe.
Would there be a preferred time that they
No.
could?
I don't think burning is allowed under the Clean Air Act. I don't think open burning is allowed.
Want me to comment on it?
Yes, please, if you've got info, absolutely.
Putting out them rules and regulations, you're not allowed to.
I'm sorry, say,
Putting out them regulations, you're not allowed to.
according to IDEM.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do doing that. The only people allowed to burn brush and fence rows if you look at farm.
Thank you.
That's interesting. Okay, all right, I will chat with Randall about that.
And I know you got a mulcher. You got something that grinds up limbs and stuff like that. So, I mean, a lot of that stuff can be ground up and mulched. And the other thing is, we've had people out there tromping around our property lines and trying to locate our property because of I think you're trying to put a bike trail in out there.
Yes, a
Why?
trail.
I mean, where's it gonna go? We'd like to know something about it and what kind of encroachment is gonna be on our property.
There will be no encroachment on your property. I did talk to Jeff this afternoon late. He said that he'd been over there, and I left those notes on my desk at home. But I know they've still got a couple more pins to set, and then he will go through that with the guys that are building the trail, and make sure that they actually moved the original trail, right, Holly? And it's moved further away from your property by, I don't know, I can't guess how many feet, yards,
Why are they
whatever. It's quite a
running it
ways,
up
though.
there? Why can't they run it around the water plant and down and run it up the hill?
They're-
Still doing both.
They-
There's
they're doing both to create
A loop.
a loop. Yeah, so it will go down that way. This one is the first one that we're going to get done, and then the second one will be the one that goes up, back up the hill then. Back up the old road to the pump house. And then they'll connect. So.
And how long is this bike trail gonna be? And how far from my property line is it gonna run?
We would have to go measure that. It's a long way. I can't,
A
I
long
can
way.
see through the trees
Is
to
a long
see.
way, like Donald Trump's long way, a bigly way?
Would be at least, did you say the length of this block?
The trail?
The trail from her home.
Oh, the trail up. I mean, that's why we're having the pin set to ensure that we're like at least 20 feet off the property line.
20 feet?
Anything else? Okay, Bill, do you have anything you want to add?
I was just gonna ask if they have any proposed routes. Do they have any maps or anything where they've shown where they're gonna propose that trail?
Yes.
This was part of our master pedestrian, walking and pedestrian master plan that was completed a year ago. We had 2 public hearings for it. We had an online survey that was advertised in your water bill to collect feedback. And then there's a master plan that includes trails between the park and the town, from the town to Osgood and through Osgood, as well as through the town out to the sports complex. So there are about a dozen trails as a part of that master plan that the town of Osgood and the town of Versailles work together with the Department of Health to complete.
If one wanted access to the master plan, where do you go?
It is available online. Do you have an email address? I can send it directly to you.
Okay.
You want to put your name on this and give it to Holly, then she'll make sure you get that, okay? Does that work?
What name and address?
An email address, if you've got an email, she can send that to you directly then.
All right.
Oh, here's a, do you have a pen? If not, I've got one here, Bill.
Oh,
There you go. All right. Amy, go ahead. I think you're up next. What's up?
I'm here for support.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's me.
All right, Jenny.
My name is Jenny Wise. Actually, Shannon Schmaltz was supposed to be here, but he left work very sick today. So
Oh, gosh.
you get me instead. And Amy Cornett. We work with Ripley County Board Services. You probably know her. The past several years, we've had the Recovery Jam. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Recovery Jam. I have a flyer for this year's Recovery Jam. Shannon had wanted me to come over here in his illness today to request that we get again, maybe the First North Street closed for the Recovery Jam. So same as last year. Amy, correct me if I'm wrong, but we were going to set the stage up on First North Street for the Recovery Jam again. I thought you said something else. So we were wanting to have the street closure on First North Street, have the parking signs, trash cans, and street cones just like we did last year.
Give me back. I'm jotting notes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
First North, you
Yeah,
want that
First
street
North.
completely closed, and
Yes.
that'll be between Washington and Maine?
Yes.
That block, right?
Yes, this one out here for the Recovery Jam.
Okay.
Yep.
dogs.
And he did speak with, I believe, was it Mark Horstman? Yes. About the bathrooms. We are gonna utilize the men's restroom at the courthouse. It's easily accessible. But with all the construction with the bell tower, the women's restroom is not easily accessible. So he was wanting to know if we could utilize the restrooms.
Those
here
are
at the
public
courthouse.
restrooms. You
Okay.
anybody can use them.
He just
whenever.
didn't know if they were gonna be open or accessible.
They'll be open. We'll
Okay.
make sure they're open.
So it is June 5th on that flyer from 6 to 9. So I imagine, I think before, if I remember correctly, we were needing the street closed like around 4-ish,
4 o'clock?
maybe like 4-ish, I think.
Okay.
So we could start setting up. I think it was 4 o'clock.
And then you also mentioned something about cones and what else?
Well, I feel like street barriers.
Oh, barriers.
Yeah, like barriers or cones so people didn't go down that road. Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Randall dropped the road barricade.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. supposed to get, so we don't leave something
Yeah.
out.
And I believe that's it,
Is that it?
just the road.
Yeah,
And
the
what
road.
goes with it, yeah.
We'll make sure that that gets taken
Perfect.
care of. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank
All
you,
right,
and good
thank you
luck.
so
Hope
much.
it's a
I
good
appreciate
meeting,
it.
and hope it goes well.
Thank you.
All right,
No
bye-bye.
rain, hopefully.
Uh-huh.
Yes, no rain. Last year it poured on us.
Right. All right, Brian Linville.
All right. Myself and Derek are one of the coaches for our hometown Canes baseball travel team. Luckily, the town has been working with us to get some tournaments and everything out, just, get going again and for sales. We had our first one. It's exhausting with all the rain. Very exhausting. A lot of volunteers, jobs with the town, recreational leagues, ourselves. It was a success. The travel ball tournament directors said they had so many compliments from our fields, our complex, and how beautiful it was, how even other coaches from other teams saying they want to come back here and keep playing out of here. Discussion with the economic impact numbers, they say range from 150 to 190 per person that comes into our community. They said there's a lot of a lot of businesses that had a lot of increase in sales and everything like that, and that's what we want to see. We want to see a lot of action. A lot of the umpires were impressed with our fields. Luckily, our team, our hometown team, won the tournament. So we want to present the banner and a ring to the town.
A ring?
Yes. So here's our tournament champions. Mother's Day Classic tournament. We want to give this to the town, as well as, I'll just lay this over here. I will probably have our kids,
Somewhere, yeah. we should
probably have our kids, our boys on the team sign it.
Oh, that'd be a great idea.
So
Yeah.
if you want, I just hold on this, let them all sign it on Friday at practice. Here's the ring, you can take it out and take a look at it for the Mother's Day ring, so it's pink.
Remember, it's my birthday.
But we did the championship
Oh,
game. It was a team from Bloomington that we wanted winning against. The Bulls, by the way, Roxanne is who we beat.
Did you beat
The
it?
Bloomington Bulls, we
The
did.
Bloomington bunch, okay.
Yep, so,
That's their,
we wanted to say thank you for the town, to the town, the community, and we're hoping to do a lot more to help bring the, local businesses, outside money and stuff like that into the area. The director was very, very impressed though. The on-site director, everybody was super impressed, and they do want to bring some more in here to help boost this up around here to give those fields a lot more action. So
Okay.
that's what we like to see. We like to see a lot more kids.
Can I ask a question about your economic impact numbers? You said 150.
150 to 190
190.
per person that shows up out of town. That's
And
an
you had-
average.
And you had 20 teams.
We had 20 teams show up. We had 23 initially, max of 26, but due to the rain, some teams jumped and went to some turf fields,
Okay.
not knowing if they could have got. But there's a lot of tournaments around not necessarily around our area, that they just canceled altogether.
Yeah.
So we put in the legwork and everything else, and we were busy trying to get those fields ready, dried out, and stuff. And so I think that helped us out more so of showing the effort
Yes.
to
I
get
think
things
so too.
going.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So
So
how many people come along with like
That,
a
that
team?
parking lot has 230 parking stalls in it. It was full 3/4 of the day.
And-
Yeah.
And
So
so
on a-
normally
on a
they
low
steal
number,
them, yeah.
And that's on the lower side of it. So,
Yeah.
I
Right,
mean,
Yeah.
because
you take
presumably there's.
150,
Some teams-
175 times 200,
Yeah,
one person per vehicle.
yeah.
And you've got every bit of two
So
to
you got
three, per.
moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts and uncles. So I mean, if you
Right.
kind of do an average of, I guess, because obviously if you average 10 kids per team, coaches on top of that, parents and everything, but they say that's on average of what I was told of economic impact numbers of outside money coming into the area.
Yes, $10,000 a week.
Yeah,
I do know the Dairy Queen, I guess, said they were swamped both days pretty
Yeah.
much, so.
and that's good.
That's
We-
good.
That's $150,000 of economic impact minimum
Yeah,
this weekend.
just for one weekend, and we're talking like we want to keep going, because
Yeah.
it brings a lot of attention to our area for the kids around here and stuff like that. Keep them fields busy, keep kids busy, keep them occupied, keep them focused on something, and that's a big goal of ours for all around. I know the recreational league, they did very well and stuff, and we want to keep doing that. Like I know as Canes, we don't want, we want to keep helping in any which way we can.
I'm gonna bounce off that for a minute with the sponsorships and the windscreens that have been
Oh,
going
yes.
up out there. With all of our sponsors have paid 2 years in advance, so we've been able to go ahead and reinvest $2,800, I believe is what it was, $2,800, and we have 3 7.5 by 7.5 L screens and 2 7x7 sock nets that'll be up there, and they are top of the line. We won't have to worry about them for 10 years, at least.
And that's where
They will sit outside all summer long for the public, the practices, the rec, everybody. Dad, son wants to go up there, they'll be sitting on the field, we'll pull them off of the fields during games.
Yeah.
Great. I wanna say thank you to, especially to Josh and you two guys, because I know, and there were several others out there.
Yeah.
I know Jason Back and Brittany
Yeah.
were there pretty much all day, several others I don't remember.
His
all.
wife was up there busting.
Yes,
tails.
Michelle was there.
Mud head to toe, but we were getting her done.
But I was out there at about 9 o'clock before I left town for something we had planned. And the mud on the Little League field was that thick, that deep, I'm not kidding. And they were dumping the dirt dry to it. And I came back at about 4:30 maybe, 5 o'clock-ish when I got back to town. And they're playing on all 4 of those fields, and I just couldn't imagine that they were playing on that
Yeah,
Little
we-
League for the way it looked. But they
Our
you did a
first-
great job with that, and we appreciate
Our
that.
first games were scheduled at 8 o'clock, and we
8
got going by about just a little over an hour, and we almost got caught back to schedule within 20 minutes at the end of the day.
Good job.
And we still kept going out there and screen dragging the field with the tractor and kept, so we was still doing those
Yeah, I
things,
saw you.
re-chalking, redoing
I was out there
everything.
for a rec league game last night, and the fields still look, cause I was like, I didn't know how they'd look after the
Yeah.
fact, and they look good.
They
I saw
were-
the guys all out there, and Josh, whatever, but,
Yeah.
yeah, great.
They were, we just wanted to build this reputation to these out of town directors that wanna come in here and invest the money into this area and stuff, so we wanted to make a great first impression with it, and
I think you did.
we've had a lot of people, a
Pretty
lot of
sure.
umpires, everybody said they were very impressed.
Yeah.
And they also, the on-site director reached out to the softball director, who I got an appointment set up with in June to be in softball tournaments in here. He called him on the phone right from the get-go and says, you'll wanna come here. So,
Good.
and that's what
Great.
it's about, so.
Yeah, we're excited to be able to try to build that out,
So,
so. We
and
appreciate
hopefully-
all your help, look forward to working with you through this season and in the
We
future.
appreciate it, and I think the Bulls said they say that the Tanglewood as well.
Some of them
That's,
did,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Isn't that
that's
nice?
like, yep,
That's right.
that's what it's about.
That's-
Hopefully
you're right.
It helps bring other things and stuff like
Yeah.
that, so we wanna thank you.
Well,
Once a
thank
kid
you.
sign this, we'll bring it back in here and you,
Yeah.
wherever.
We'll probably hang it out there, so
Okay,
everyone can see.
yep, wherever it goes.
How's that sound?
Yep,
Okay.
absolutely, so thank you guys.
Yeah, you're welcome. Steve Mathis,
I'm just here
You're
as
just here to-
observer, yeah.
just prepping, aren't you? Prep well, young man. Okay, let's move on then. Let's see, we've got Ben's report. And stop me if I miss something. Okay? Oh, meeting minutes. We already did forget. Sarah has already sent these out. Everybody's had a chance, I hope, to read them, and if any questions, anything we needed to correct, we didn't get them, so. If not, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
All right, very good. All in favor? Aye. And I will sign and pass it on. And move on.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks again, Derek.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh. I guess Brian will not say that. So. All right, there you go. All right, so we're taking care of the minutes. Got the streets and utilities report. I didn't really see anything on there. I did talk with Randall. Two things. One was the vacation thing. What was the other thing I called him about this afternoon? It was on that report. I don't know, but we sorted it out, whatever it was. So I'll look back in my notes once I get back home. We got the Joe's reports, working on that. I think we have some things we need to approve on the community development report. In fact, it's kind of a laundry list. But it's okay. It starts with the construction of the V1 trail. And Holly and I met up with Tim Weber and Guy Schwerin and actually walked that trail. Guy had changed it to move it further away, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, further away from the gate property. And so, yeah, it's further from the town's property line there. And so Holly would like us to, I think we approved maybe the construction on the V1 trail, but Guy Schwerin especially has asked if Joanne's probation crew, if they're available, if they can help. So we want approval on that, if they are available. That's kind of a gift, but they have helped in the past, and so they were good help. So that's the first one. We'll do all these at once in just a minute here then, okay? And then we did make a change, or Guy did, to the original plan, and that was to a couple of things. One was to pull it back from our property line, bring it further this direction towards the lake. And then the second thing was that once they come up the switchback trail and get to the kiosk, instead we're gonna cut a trail along that tree line. So it'll go from like where the kiosk is presently over to close to the road by where the gate is back to the maintenance facility. And the reason we chose to do that was because the entrance to that part of the trail, that piece of the trail, will be directly across the road. Otherwise, you're gonna come up and you're gonna stand there at the kiosk going, no, where are we going now?
Or you're out on the road.
Or you're,
You know.
yeah, right.
It's gonna take it out on the road and go down the road.
Yeah.
So we don't have to paint the road or, you know,
Yeah.
and it pushes people further onto town property instead
Yeah.
of.
So that's another one she would like approved. I did talk to Randall about that this afternoon, he was fine with that. So Holly's listed the dates for the farmer's market, music, baking contest, home for the holidays in her report, and so we'll need to, if anybody got questions on that, or I think we can approve those in just a minute.
And then also having the blood drive.
Oh, yeah, that was actually down here a little further, but we'll just go ahead and do it right now. Sarah had it in another section, but we can do that. There's, that's Carly Darnell, is that right? That's gonna bring and have that happen during the farmer's market that day, which hopefully will get a little bit more, a few more people that'll donate their blood. We've had a problem with, Tyson Street over here. The curb is really high in front of some of the businesses, especially the bookstore and what else? And the antique store. And that's simply because of the lay of the land, okay? And there's no way to really get around it.
Historic buildings.
They're historic buildings, and so what we have decided, we've had the engineers come and look with us, and there's no easy way at all, there's not even a hard way almost, I don't think, to fix it so that we still get drainage there. So what we have decided is we're gonna put some handrails up, some small but nice handrails. If the town council will agree to that, probably 4. Try to locate them near the trees so that they're not, and we can't always do that, we know.
I looked today. It's
No.
not the way that, to put them on the parking line, it's like right in the middle of the tree.
Oh, that's
So
not gonna
there's
help.
no place to step up, so they'll have to be.
Have to go one way or another.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna try this, you know, they will be bolted into the concrete, and what we hope that will help, and that people won't just get on and play online courses or something. So we've got that one to approve, and then the sunshade. Holly's been in touch with, what's his first name? Steve Blackburn, right? With Hoosier Electric, and they're the ones that did all the electric in the park, put up the poles and things and the fans and all that. And so, looking at buying a rectangular,
Actually, square, we reduced it down,
Oh, okay.
30 by 30.
okay,
Because it then could go inside and they can use a pulley system to raise and lower it so that taking it down in the winter is not as big of a deal as the climbing it.
okay,
Use like hardware from a flagpole
yeah.
and attach so they can pulley it up.
Pull it up and drop it back
And
down.
drop it back down.
And then they would take it off, right?
In the winter.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, otherwise it will always be up.
yeah, okay. So that's on the books. And then, next was approving, we need to send a couple certified letters to engineering firms for our water projects, and that's, to satisfy some, sewer, did I say it wrong?
Yeah,
Oh, I have water and sewer down here, but it's not water,
it's the sewer.
Just-
for SRF.
because it's for SRF, okay.
Yeah.
State revolving fund, okay. So obviously, Fleece and Vandenbrink has done all of this engineering, so we will for sure send them a certified letter. Question is, who's the next, who else, which other firm? Ollie sent us a long, lengthy list. I will tell you, I talked to Randall, asked him what his preference was. He did not have one. He had a couple he did not want. I don't really want to mention those. So I did talk to you about both HWC, who did our comprehensive plan, and GRW, is that right? Did I say that right?
I'd love to, we'd love the opportunity.
Okay, well, we aren't tied to just two, are we?
No.
Yeah, so, okay,
It's
so,
gonna be in the paper on the 19th, so anybody can.
Anybody
respond.
can,
But
okay.
procurement requires you to send two
two,
certified
at
letters.
least two certified letters, so, okay, well, we can send one then too. All right, I got it. Mueller, right? All right, that's that one. And then we got farmers market dates, and those are every Saturday starting June the 6th through September 19th, 9 a.m. to noon. Market on the, music on the square, dates are listed, May 29th, June 26th, July 18th, August 15th, September 12th. There's a back to square run, and that is on June the 20th, 8 a.m. to 10. The USA 250th birthday celebration is on July the 4th from noon to 2. We also will have the pumpkin show baking contest like we've done for the past several years, September 24th, and Home for the Holidays is December 5th, 3 to 7 p.m. So does anyone want to make a motion that we approve all of those things? So moved. Right? All in favor? Oh, I need a second, I'm sorry.
Second.
Josh, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
All right, there you go, very good, good job, thank you, Holly. And
While
then,
you're on me, can I mention one other thing?
yes, ma'am.
Okay, this came to me this afternoon at like 3:15, so,
Okay.
it was from a concerned citizen regarding the lake. They have done some outreach to DNR about the park and the lake and the public records request. There will be a website launching Monday, I think will be the announcement that they wanted the town to be aware of this. The website is icareaboutforsalestatepark.org. It is a page where they have all the public records that they have collected, from the state, DNR, regarding the park and the lake and maintenance and funding and financials and whatnot. It does include an April 2026 report that notes the potential decommissioning of the dam.
What is this, exit again?
There was a report last month that, has not been released, was only part of the public records request, about the potential to decommission the dam.
In October.
Reduce it down by at least 30% is what's in there. So that, website, icareaboutforsalestatepark.org, provides a link to a change.org petition.
Okay.
Trying to engage the public in getting, some engagement on Care About the Park. Let's get some attention on it, you know, and there's also links, to contact representatives.
Okay.
So they just wanted the town to be aware that that was going live. There's gonna be an announcement, I think, via the page on Monday. And, but the website is live, if you go to that now. So,
That's something we'll need to be following up on.
yeah.
Okay, I don't see Mr. Sron is how you say his name. So what did I miss? Oh, okay, yes. Thank you, since we did all that other stuff. All right, before we move on, we need a motion to accept all the list of the payroll docket, the pay the claims, and accept all those reports. Have a motion for that, please? So moved. All right, second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, thanks, Sarah. Kind of got out of order there, didn't we, with all those other things. All right, so past that first one, sewer project update, there's not, I think we mentioned this at the last meeting, I don't know if there's anything more to add to it, but we know we made it through round one. Community project funding, and our application is now being reviewed by the Appropriations Committee in Washington DC, and we're hoping we're gonna get a progress report and maybe even a dollar number of, cross your fingers, say a prayer, how much money we will get to be able to apply to that big sewer project that we need to do. And we need all the millions we can get, don't we? All right, water project update, Mary was here and kind of explained all that. Okra App will be submitted on June the 7th or before, it'll probably go in before, they're pretty good about getting that in a day or so earlier. So So again, cross your fingers and hope we get some money to help pay for that. You know, we've had, as you heard me tell Mrs. Gay, it's been 10 years since rates were raised. There's a lot of work that has to be done. 1.3 million in water, isn't it 1.3? Or something like that. And 8.3, I believe, in the sewer stuff. And so they are things that really must be done. And so lots of upgrades to lift stations and things like that, as well as a new force main. It's going to lay side by side the one that's going out there, because the one we have, we just keep getting breaks in it, the pipe's failing. And so that'll all be taken care of there. All right. Next up is the ordinance to update the zoning code. And I did have a quick email conversation back and forth with the attorney that the town of Osgood, town of Milan, and town of Versailles, that we've hired to do that for us. Holly and I did submit an overlay map, which he had requested, of a business district that we would want to restrict where that first floor residential would go. And he seemed pleased with that, and he thought they would be pleased with it. But the other thing he said is that he thinks they're going to insist that we mail notices. But I hope that doesn't get certified, because that could be extremely expensive. So I will confirm that with him before we get into that here in the next few weeks. And next on the agenda is the Canaan Water. I don't really have much more there, except that I did talk to Lori Young here a couple of weeks ago, and she said Canaan is still pursuing, and they are moving forward with an SRF, with the SRF to get a loan, and working with Hoosier Hills Water's attorney for a new, for an agreement, to build an agreement, and also with their engineer to determine what exactly they need, and make sure that Hoosier Hills can supply it, and that our water system can handle it. We've been assured that our water tower has plenty of space for it to be able to carry in that extra water. I believe they had originally asked for somewhere between 30 and 50,000 gallons, but I don't know if they're on that number still, or if they've changed that up a little bit. I heard. So that's the update on that. And we're down to BSNA, and Sarah's smiling. And that's because Voice Cloud is a new software program. We've talked about this a little bit the last couple of meetings, but it's, I looked at it pretty extensively. I spent some time with it, and it's an amazing piece of software. It's going to save us some time. It's going to save us some mistakes, probably, because transposing numbers, when you have to repeatedly enter them into different parts of the software, those kinds of mistakes happen. So I will entertain a motion to enter into a contract with Voice Cloud Accounting Software Service.
I'll second.
Okay? I guess that was my motion. I'll make that a motion.
Oh,
and you can
you-
second. That's fine. That's fine. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we got that. And I think that's all we need on that, don't we? Oh, yes. And I'm gonna go ahead and sign this, and you guys are too, so she can go ahead and put that deposit down on that, so we get on the waiting list, because that waiting list is probably close to a year. But that's okay. Everybody else wants it too. I think it's a good move, and I think it'll just help things out. So. Okay, next on the list is the Main Street stone wall repair right up here at the Devlin Town Square Grill. And I did talk to Sean this afternoon, and he says he's got a guy coming tomorrow that's going to start tearing the wall down hard, and then he'll have it done within 10 days, he said.
We corresponded yesterday, just
Oh, good.
whatever water we had last weekend, like, I stopped yesterday on my way in and took a picture,
Oh,
because their
really?
pieces starting to like fall out.
Yeah.
So we sent him a picture, and he was like, oh gosh, we
Okay,
can do
good.
it. So,
Great.
he said next week, but I'm glad he,
Well, I'm bugging him about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So.
yeah, well, I'm glad that
And
he,
it comes right after that,
Okay.
because that's an emergency. I said,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, it's, like, there's a big piece that, like, it's ready to fall out.
Oh, gosh,
So,
yeah.
it-
Yeah, that is an old wall that was put up in the early 1800s from what we can gather, and so we wanted to save that for our historic district, obviously, we thought that was important. The Harvest Ridge subdivision, there's a ditch over there, we talked about this last month, where weeds and stuff are growing. Well, Randall has now determined, first of all, I'm gonna back up just a bit, because they got a call to get over there on, that would be the north side of the subdivision. There were some sinkholes, and they found an issue there. Did you get pictures of that? Maybe not. Okay, they found a big 8, is that what you told me? How thought it said an 8 square foot culvert, it probably wasn't big, I guess, or not a culvert, but
Pipe.
a what?
Pipe,
Not the pipe, the
basin.
basin, thank you very much. I get all my technology words together here. And anyway, they found, it was kind of interesting, they found 2 big culverts, galvanized pipe culverts, and then inside those culverts were smaller plastic culverts, or plastic pipes. So you got the big culvert, and then you got this plastic pipe in there. So they tore out a couple sides out. They have no idea why it was done that way. I don't think the town did that. I think that was done when Barney and Jeff built the subdivision. But nevertheless, they got them out of there, and they've got it all patched up and sealed up, and everything seems to be fine. But there's still one other place over there in that side that's got, there's a problem again with the sinkhole. So they're gonna work on that. And then as soon as they get that done, he's talked to Mike Coleman, and Mike's gonna come about that ditch, because that culvert is rusted out, and it goes clear to the highway ditch. So the town is responsible for it, and he's gonna get a quote from him and try to get that done. But it runs under her driveway, so that doesn't sound like a fun fix. So I will just tell you that. And then once we get that part fixed, then we'll attack the ditch weed stuff. And if it's not taken care of before that, I got a feeling someone will take care of that. If they don't, we will attack that. We'll talk to Joe that there is an ordinance that says you can't have noxious weeds. So, and that's what those are, so, okay? All right, next is the County Road 200 property that we had been notified by the health department. Somebody had voiced concerns that people were dumping stuff on that property. That is an old dump. Everybody called it Dump Hill, from what I remember from when I first moved here. Hadn't been used for 60 or 70 years probably, at least 50, I know since I've been here, it hasn't been used. But people have been dumping things, so Randall did get 4 new signs, no dumping allowed signs, and violators will be prosecuted, I believe they say. And that's our first step. We're hoping that kind of curbs it. He's also checking into maybe trying to do some cleanup there. It's over the hill, I can't see it. I stand there, and if you take one more step so you can see it, you're gonna be down in that ravine real fast. So the only access is through Houghton property to do that. So we're kind of holding on to this, see how this goes, and we've got plan B and C, and let's see, B and C. We have plan B and C too, so if this one doesn't work, we'll go for that. Wow. Adopt the water bonds ordinance, okay? And do you have that? She does have that here. And I think that was sent, everybody saw it, it's typical paperwork for a bond. So we need a motion, so does someone wanna?
I'll make a motion to adopt the water bond ordinance for the first reading.
I'll second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All right,
I make a motion to suspend the rules and consider the water bond ordinance for adoption.
have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye. And then I'll make a motion to adopt the water bond ordinance on this, the final reading.
Second.
Second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Very good. Now, I'm gonna need to sign it. All right? Here, right here. And then we all sign it? Yes, we all sign it. All right. Let's go down the table. There you go. Oh, wow. Look at there. Considering the amount of stuff we have in our. All right, got it? Very good, thank you. All right. Yes, and so we will sign it. We got it, we'll read it again next time. All right, so next up is the water rates ordinance. We can preliminarily, I think, approve this, but this is the first reading, and so we'll have to have another reading next month. But Lynn's got this all together for us, and we appreciate that, and we missed her tonight, by the way. The new rates are on the back page there. You guys have all seen those, and so, I guess we just, any questions? public hearing, so any questions, comments? All right, then we'll do the same then with the sewer rates again. She's got it all laid out here with the, oh, do we have to vote on it? We're not, okay. All right, Sarah says we have to vote on it, so I'll make a motion that we preliminarily, accept on the first reading. Okay, on the first reading of the water rates ordinance.
Second.
All right? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. And then we'll do the same then for the sewer rates ordinance.
Hey Roxanne, on the sewer rates, do you have what the average, what they're anticipating the average would be for those like you did for the water or?
I don't wanna tell you that because we're gonna get about $67 million.
Okay, so.
But look, I will
it may
tell you.
change, okay, that's fine.
No, I will tell you, right now it's set out at,
And this is assuming we get
No money, right, worst case scenario.
Worst case
right.
scenario.
worst case scenario is it goes up $50 a month. This is it. Okay? The first two phases right now are set at, monthly minimum charge, I gotta make sure I tell you this right. The monthly minimum charge will go from $20.28 to $24.09, then to $27.89. That doesn't seem right.
That's not the 4,000 gallons.
That's right, that's why, minimum, yeah. And I have, everything's on the 4,000 gallons. Yeah, so when I said that $50, that is set on
That's
the
not 4,000.
average.
Okay, yeah, right.
All right, the average.
But your minimum was the 2,500 gallons, right?
Yeah, let me see what it is. The minimum is 5,000's on it back here, 2,500. 5,000 gallons, the current rate's on 811, and it'll go to 963, and then to 1116. It'll be more than that, because you probably use more than the average do, right? We do right now. But, we're really hopeful. We've set it up into 3 increases, but we're very, very hopeful that we'll get enough money that we will not have to have the 3rd increase.
You had those over like, was it like over 18 months, the way those 3 hit or something like that? Or was it-
Yes, wasn't it? Yeah, yeah.
18, yeah.
And then the first one though.
2 years, I think.
It's 2, yeah, and the first one is gonna go into effect on June or July 1st, I think it's July 1. Does that sound right? I think that's what it is. I don't,
They're staggered with the water increases, so they don't happen.
So they don't happen.
At the same time.
right. I don't know if it's in here. It should be.
I don't know where you landed on.
I don't know. Yeah, I know, because Baker Tilly and Lynn were back and forth, and they finally figured it out. I don't have all of that information, but, you know they're going up, we know they have to go up. We just hope that we can get enough money to make a big impact. I mean, they knew, we gave them the numbers, and they were kind of like wide-eyed. I said, it is what it is. We only have this many customers, and we got all this work needs to be done. So, we're very, very hopeful on that one. Okay, so sewer rates ordinance, same thing. I'll make a motion that we preliminarily approve this ordinance and, the first reading of it. All right? All in favor?
Aye.
Is that good, Sarah, that part? You got that part done? Woo, we're still moving. Next on the list is the Indiana State Police Firing Range contract renewal. Sergeant Garrett, has not gotten back to me yet on that. We did have a discussion about it, and he pretty much, said the contract's going to look pretty much the same. And we already did the blood drive.
But they know they can't be dumping stuff back there and all that too, don't they?
What's that?
They can't be dumping stuff back there either.
Dumping, what were they dumping?
Well, the trees that they took down at the post, and they took the dirt out there too. The
Really?
parking lot.
Okay, I can
What I
have
was
a
told,
I
what I
can.
was told.
Okay, so, trees they removed from the post, those cedar trees?
And took back to the shooting range and dumped them. When they took the dirt, they stripped off for the new gravel for the parking lot too, back there.
Really? They don't know, where are they getting that?
That's what Randall told me.
Okay, and dirt from the new parking lot. If they wanna call and ask, but not,
They
I'm
didn't
just
call
gonna
me.
take it down there, they didn't call.
And do we need to set a time limit on that too when they're shooting? So they're getting a lot of,
Well-
they're shooting at 10 o'clock at night and stuff like that too.
We do probably. I just don't know. I have heard somebody just last week said something to me about 10 o'clock at night. Okay. Oh, you have some crazy neighbors who like to shoot too? Well, I don't think there's any lights.
They're pretty adjacent.
Yeah.
There aren't any lights there, but then again, they probably need to practice shooting in the dark too, so. We can put some time limits on it, and we can, the one thing that I think kind of we had slipped doing was making sure that they were aware, the contract said that we would give them schedules for like rec league and soccer league and, you know, all that kind of stuff, so that they would not shoot during those times. But if we forget to give them those schedules, and then they go back there to shoot, you know, then that's a problem, but that's our problem. We need to help resolve it. So, I have mentioned that to your Rachel Lawhorn, and told her she needs to get that schedule to them. And, yeah, right, true. Well, I told her, I said, talk to Joe, because Joe sees them all the time, and he will take it. Or you can do it, whatever, doesn't matter who, but you might follow up on just kind of reminding those people that are running those leagues that they need to take care of that. And yes, we can put it, what do you think? I mean, you gotta remember, they probably do want to do some shooting after dark.
So what's the time about quiet time?
Quiet time's 11. Yeah. So, I mean, I think we could let him go and,
I was gonna say,
as long as there's nobody out there.
because they could do nighttime shooting in the months when it's.
That's what I was just wondering.
Then you make it 8 or 9.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do it, just not in the summer.
Right.
You know.
9 o'clock.
get dark until.
I mean, that's, the park's open from dusk till dawn. I mean, that's probably the same thing for them as what we do.
Dusk to dawn.
Yeah.
I can ask him to add that language. Is that okay? You guys all okay with that? Dusk to dawn. I'll ask him to add that language to it. Okay? Anything else on that one? I did check with Randall on the Pangburn cameras. He checked with Randall Benjamin, and he's
Yeah, that'll.
checking now. So the last thing I've got now is the RR2, Route 2 tax abatement form that needs to be signed. And that is a 10-year agreement that we, for tax abatement that we had agreed to here a couple of years ago. And so Holly says I need to sign here, right? And then, and to
Basically,
do.
the annual affirmation that I held up my end of the deal, and you guys are fully agreeing.
Okay. Okay, so that, and it is number 26. And then it needs to be a test, and keeping a test, it needs to be a couple of blank line. And is that all for that one? Okay, that's that. What else? Okay, 803. Anybody have anything else good for the group? What do we need to talk about?
I talked to Randall about extra parking out there at the,
Oh, okay.
complex. He's gonna have Mike bid that, see what it's gonna cost to strip off, just give us a bid on it.
Okay.
Then when O'Mara comes in, takes the millings out there, use that space for that.
You don't need to sign.
You just need to.
Pass it on. Okay.
Mm,
I think that's a good idea. That was Randall's idea, to go ahead and, you know, strip some of that off. Parking was full over the weekend, but I did see a few that had parked like in front of the gate, but there's enough room there
Well, you get
for
a
a
fall
few
tournament
cars.
out there too in soccer. You get a fall tournament
Yes,
in
I
soccer
know.
and one at the same time.
Then,
it's
then
get
we're
packed.
gonna need,
Yeah.
we're gonna need a little more parking space, and so Randall had recommended, let's go ahead and strip some of that ground out, the grass, and then as they're milling, Perry Street, which is gonna be a lot, they've got a place to dump it. It'll be useful to us, it'll be a good base for, and eventually, if we need to expand parking permanently and pave, we'll have a pretty good base there. So I thought that was a good idea. One thing I wanna talk to you about in the next day or so is that park project. We'll look at that and see where we are on that. Well, we didn't do all that fencing, we only did the dugouts, so didn't move the fencing or anything, so it shouldn't have been yours. I don't know, we don't have that bill yet, but we'll get it Anything else? If not, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll make
at
that
8:05.
motion during that meeting.
All right. All in favor? 8:05, very good. You know what, we did a good job about it, didn't we?